Good evening, and welcome to the Board of Selectmen's meeting on Monday, October 2nd, 2023. We'll call the meeting to order at 6:12. And can I get a roll call?
Select Chair, Mr. Coy.
Here?
Select Vice Chair, Mr. DeRoche.
Here.
Selectman, Mr. Britton.
Here.
Selectman, Mr. Gifford.
Here.
Selectwoman, Ms. Bergeron.
Excused.
And note for the record, Town Manager, Mr. Colby is here.
And if we could stand for the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Right. And is there anyone here for public comment? No. All right, first on the agenda, we have recognition of police officers Miles Mastrotaro and Brandon Galt. We gotta start hiring people named Smith and Jones. Chief, would you like to come on up, introduce them?
Evening. As I submitted an email to you folks a month or so ago, we want to recognize two of the officers for department prior to my tenure being here who were involved with a home invasion, robbery, and multiple crime spree that occurred in the accompanying town of Hampstead. These officers are instrumental in securing the crime scene, helping and assisting the officers from state agencies, local agencies, and sheriff's agencies. And we want to recognize them tonight and put their names forward to you. They will also be recognized later this month at the State House for a congressional award as well.
Nice,
Nice.
nice.
Very nice.
We'll have them come on up, so
So,
Give them their,
Officer Tebow and Master Totaro, step right up here, please.
yeah, wherever you want, you can sit down if you want. It sounds like you're in to sit if you want. No, that's great. So when are they gonna be recognized at the State House?
I believe it's Friday, October 13th. It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I don't know the exact time right now.
Okay.
The correspondence I sent out, we have the exact date.
Yep, okay, I'll have to take a look at that. You come right back over here.
What's going on? It's turned on. No, I checked it.
Did you take the cap off?
Yes. Waiting for a flash, maybe? See, Dean wasn't
She's
supposed to
having a
be
problem
sick
with her, so
tonight.
why don't you snap a couple up front? And that way
Yeah.
you get backup.
So we're waiting for the
Technology
camera.
we're done.
The officers
Yeah, it's
also
on.
recognize their
Oh,
family
thank you,
and
Dee.
children
Look,
and
it's
some
on. I got
representatives
battery.
from She'll support as well.
The town report, gentlemen.
I don't know why this one's not working.
I'm here.
So do you want to do this with your wives and
Yeah,
kids?
yeah, we can have the family come up and take a picture as well.
Bring everybody up.
Come on.
Hard mic is full.
Want to get in
Without the family, the rest isn't possible.
Might be.
So I'm going to move out of the way so the officers can be here with their family members.
Say pickles.
Enzo.
Hi, buddy.
Hey. Supposed to be looking that way.
That's good.
Yes, worked.
Anyone have anything you want to add?
No, just great job, gentlemen.
It's not often enough you get to recognize someone like this. No one sees the positive side of it, but that's definitely the positive side. Thank you.
Making the round.
It's the victory lap.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Dee, should we push you back? I was talking to Dee. Bill, not here? Okay. All right, so what we'll move up next on the agenda, we'll discuss the town forest issues. Jill, come on up, please.
I thought I was going to be late. I was watching the football game.
Oh,
Unfortunately, Tim Lane lost.
oh, that's never good.
No, by 4 points, but they played well.
It's better than the Patriots.
Yeah.
That's true. All right. Well, I think you all got copies of the this was put out by Southeast Land Trust. We have someone out in the town forest making trails unauthorized. And this shows the extent of the trail that they've made, and it's pretty extensive. And some of the photographs show where they have actually cut into the banking to make it level. They've cut down trees, and Southeast Land Trust has put out a camera, hoping to catch the person in action, but we don't know what else we can do. We'd like to put out a townwide email saying that this is unauthorized and illegal to cut trees and make trails in the town property without permission. And we'd like to kind of threaten that we would prosecute if we had to.
Well, it is trespassing,
Right. So, but we didn't want to do any of that without coming before you guys and letting you know what's going on. We worked really hard on the trail system. Southeast was out there last June closing some trails because we had too many trails. They were prohibiting the wildlife. It was detrimental to the wildlife out there. So Southeast said we needed to cut back on some of the trails. So we did that. They went out, they brushed them, they put signs up. And they've put more signs up again on this trail saying that it's unauthorized and do not use. But we've spoken with Atkinson and they have trouble. There's one gentleman in Atkinson who has total disregard for conservation commissions, and he's been doing trails, and he feels he can do what he wants. I don't know if that's the perpetrator in our forest or not, but we're aware of him, and we don't know what to do at this point.
And where are the trails coming in from? Or is he just creating new trails in the
Well,
forest?
as you can see, this is over off of Carlton Path, which is in the southwest corner. And he's heading towards Atkinson with the trail.
It's not like he did a little bit of work.
I know.
No,
mean-
he's done quite a big trail.
Yeah, I mean, it's mind-boggling that nobody's seen him.
Well, I wasn't aware of this. Southeast was made aware of it because citizens have been calling Southeast and told them someone was making bike trails out there. And one person had actually talked to the gentleman making the trail, and he's fully aware that it's unlawful and he doesn't care. It's his forest. He can do what he wants.
Wow.
It's not just
'Cause-
a walking trail, then it's bike trails.
It's a bike trail. Yep. And we have extensive bike trails out there. So
Right.
I don't know what to do. The scouts were out there this weekend. I don't know if they ran into anything. I haven't been in touch with the scoutmaster to see, because I said, if you run into someone making a trail, don't say anything to him. Just introduce yourself and get his name.
You sure? Yeah,
I
leave it
said-
to someone else.
That's all I want to know is his name. I said, you don't have to get into anything with him, but if you see somebody making a trail, just say, hi, I'm so-and-so, what's your name?
Yeah.
And get back to me. But I haven't heard anything, so I'm assuming he probably didn't run into anything.
Wow.
But
I don't know what the legal ramifications is. I mean,
no, it's just trespassing, malicious damage, I would guess. But
Yeah, because you're really destroying the property, right? Without permission.
When you're cutting live trees, you are.
yeah. I hate to do that, put that out there, but I can't think of any other way than, I'm not even sure if it's a Plastow resident. It could be an Atkinson or Hampstead resident. But I don't know what else to do other than putting a townwide and maybe putting on the scroll that it's unlawful.
Yeah, no, and you do such good work out there too to keep those trails up.
Yeah.
And
And the Boy Scouts do a lot of hard work. Twice a year, they go out there and clean up those trails for us.
you monitor it, you cut trees down when they have to be done just to preserve everything. And just have someone come in and create bike trails.
Well, we have a member from the Hampstead Conservation Commission, Brent Emner, who works with us diligently, and he repairs bridges for us, and he repairs trails and keeps them in good shape out there. And he's a Hampstead resident, but he enjoys Plastow's portion of the forest, so he comes to us and asks permission. He's the one that put in the beaver deceiver years ago for us. He's done excellent work for us, but it's all with permission.
Right, you work together.
Right.
It's a partnership, so that's how it should be.
Is there a reason SELT didn't remove the wooden structures that they put up, that this gentleman put up
Well, she was out there by herself.
Okay.
And she said the wooden structures that you see were fairly old, so she wasn't sure whether
there? They were already in
it was like an
existence.
old trail that he revamped or whether they were just there from years ago. But she had one picture where you can see where he actually cut into the banking.
Did the bench?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you can see where she took a couple pictures of where he cut down trees.
Yeah, you can't hide a fresh cut tree.
No, photo 4, you can see where it looks like just a trail, but that's actually cut into the hillside to make it flat for the bike.
Yeah.
Can we involve the police? This is private property and it's destruction of property.
Yeah.
Well, that would
There's
be
already a person that has done this in other towns.
Mhm.
Potentially could be
Right,
talked to and see if he's the person that's doing it.
right.
Say, it's destruction of property. Like it's conservation land. He's cutting down. This person is cutting down trees. I don't know if it's him or her or whatever.
Right, but
and
you
digging
could,
up trails. That's
could drop a hint that if it's you, you should stop.
Yeah.
I mean, when I look at that photo 4, that's an incredible amount of work.
It is.
Mhm.
and you said Southeast Land Trust has put out.
They
Trail
put out
cams?
they put out a trail camera, and I believe she'll be down next week to check it again. They've been out there twice. Once to do the regular monitoring of the easement, but while they were there, they took the photos and checked out the trail. But there's just so many hours in the daylight.
All right. So what you need from us is just permission to,
Pursue it, I guess. Yeah, I just didn't want to put out an email or anything without asking permission. I don't know what else to do.
right.
As a last resort, I hate to say that we might prosecute, but
Well, you kind of have to put it out there. That you're
Right.
gonna cross. You have to. I mean, you can't just let someone start cutting down trees and creating trails.
right.
Um,
I'd say involve the PD.
Yeah.
It's trespassing.
Yeah, just to let them
destruction
know
of
about it
property.
as well.
Okay.
But any issues putting anything out there? I don't see any problems with it.
I mean, they put up no trespassing and
We
it's an
put up
unauthorized-
signs that said trail closed, and we put up some signs that said revegetation, do not enter. We thought that was a nicer way of saying stay off the trail, because they were taking down the trail closed signs and walking on the trails, opening up the trails again anyways. People just don't seem to care that we have a goal in mind,
Right. Right.
So we're trying. It
No, I
just,
know.
it's a tough situation.
Yeah, it is. But I mean, I don't see any issues.
Can we reach out to, can you reach out to Southeast and see if they can get a crew over to remove the wooden platforms that are in
Yeah,
there?
I'll talk to her about that. Yeah.
That would be the deterrent that would stop any water crossing and everything
Mhm.
else. And then you'd catch, I
Then
mean,
you'd
somebody's
catch
got to
someone
move
putting-
in pallets and
Well,
stuff.
there was one section of the trail where they just went around the water,
Okay.
and made like another U shape around it. And then they've been through it and They really, it's shameful that they just don't have better respect for the forest.
Right.
You know, that's the bottom line. And I just, my hands are tied. I don't know what to do with these people.
You know, even
I
if it
can't
wasn't,
go out and patrol the forest.
no, and even if it wasn't the forest, it's someone else's property.
Right.
You're on. You're
Right.
doing it to your own backyard. Somebody went in and did it. But yeah, I'd say
Okay.
go ahead. I don't.
All right. I'll
We'll
work with
see if it works.
whoever does the emails and
Yeah.
we'll construct one. Also, while I have your attention, wetlands, we're doing prime wetlands
Mhm.
conservation, and we just sent out the legal notices. November 9th is our public hearing. And Tim will come in before the 9th and do a small presentation for you, so just to get a little more publicity and so you guys all know what's happening. I don't know how that meeting's going to go on the 9th. We sent out 400 abutter notices, so half the town could show up or two. I'm hoping for two.
I would say more than likely that might be the case.
So, and then the other thing I wanted to discuss that I saw on the minutes of one of your meetings a few weeks ago, and I've already talked to Greg, is that recreation is putting in that trail over on Old County Road, and conservation we're meeting with you on Thursday night, but we're pretty sure we're going to support to pick up the payment on that.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah,
Perfect, thank you.
we had a very good year with current use tax, and it's worthwhile. So we just thought that maybe we could help out recreation and pick up the tab for what the grant was going to pay.
Yeah, that'd be great. And I could even take a walk out there with anyone who's interested to see
Mhm.
it too.
Yeah, but we have some questions for you for Thursday
I'm
night.
sure you do.
But that we just we have a source of income that recreation doesn't have, and not that we get lots of money from current use. This just happened to be a good year, and the rest of the current use money is what the goal of conservation is to put that land, now that it's not going to be in the grant, in an easement in the future to protect it from future crazy boards of selectmen.
Right. Well, that's the way that's recreation's goal. They don't want to see that trail.
Well, originally, I guess the grant would have prohibited from selling that land. But if you're not accepting the grant, then it's open, and we've already run into issues with some of the abutters with the trail up there. And we like to for years, we had one of the abutters constantly saying, can we put an easement across the town land to build my house up there? Now he's bought the parcel of land next door and built his house. So we'd like to put an easement on that parcel to protect it for the future,
Right. And
just like we did with the forest.
one of the big things with the grant is that trail had to be open all the time
Right.
to the public. And as everyone knows, that's where summer rec takes place.
Right.
And you can't have everybody walking through there with kids.
Right, and we understood that, and so that's why we said we did a tentative vote, but we'll do a formal vote Thursday night.
Okay.
So I just wanted to let you all know that we're trying to work with you.
Yep. Perfect. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, is there anything else?
I think that's it, right? Anybody have anything? No?
All right,
Thank
thanks
you,
a
Jim.
lot.
Have
Thank
a good
you.
night.
Thank the board for putting this on the agenda, and we'll investigate further and hopefully reschedule.
All right, so the other item we had on the agenda, the community power, they were gonna have a discussion. Looks like it's not gonna happen tonight, so they'll probably go on a future night.
Thank you, Dee.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dee.
So, next up, I guess one of our favorite times of the year, it's that time of the year. We'll take a look at the
Christmas?
budget. Christmas, there you go. It's not far away.
I hope.
It's crazy, isn't it? The year's flying. It's like the holidays aren't that far away.
Yeah.
So Greg, looks like the show is yours right now.
Favorite times are dreaded times, right?
Yeah.
Necessary evil, I guess, right?
Yeah. So good evening. We've been, department heads since the end of August have been tasked with putting together their budget, their tentative budget for 2024. So I want to thank those in the finance office that have assisted, and also to all the department heads for their hard work. But what we have here is a culmination of all that work, at least to present to the board a budget that we can start discussions with for the 2024 year. So that's what you have. I know you've come in and you've gotten the sheets on it, the summary sheets and the like. But so to start off, what we're looking at is an overall budget increase from 2023 to 2024, which is at 9.5% or $1,078,509. Now, that is a big number, but as was discussed previously, and when the fire chief came here, the idea and the bulk of that increase, 687,000 and change, is due to the town taking over ambulance service and providing that service, hiring employees, paying staff, paying costs, and the like. A lot of that money we expect to be recaptured through billings to the individuals who do receive the service and the like. So it's not that it's adding 687,000 onto the bottom line for the tax rate. The conservative estimate from the fire chief was around $400,000 of revenue, and conservative. So if you take that out of the equation, then we're looking at a 3.44% increase on the budget over that of the prior year, or 390,000. Considering, inflation and where we're at, it's not a level budget, but it's
Real close.
It's pretty close to what I would consider a level budget with inflation and the like. For purposes of calculations, just the reminder, we had two warrant articles last year: warrant article 2302, which was the operating budget, and warrant article 2304, which was the town union CBA. So if those two numbers combined, I consider the 2023 operating budget, and that's the kind of the base number that we're working off of. Within each, as in past years, within each major category, you see here we have our 2023 approved request, and then the differences both in a dollar and percentage wise. I've at the end highlighted, I think, 7 budgets that are really kind of out of the ordinary, that anything more than like the usual salaries or contracts increasing and the like that would contribute to the increases seen here. Like for instance, the elections, it's up 152%, which is obviously it's an astronomical number, but we have 4 elections in 2024, so there's the need for the additional money. Also, the voting machines that we had approved by warrant article last year, around $12,000. The Secretary of State's office, I believe, has not made a final decision, so those are not going to be purchased this year. So the $12,000 will be turned back. So we've included $12,000 in the election budget for this year for 2024 to purchase those.
Wasn't there an email that we got from Bob that said we had a choice between 2?
That's what it's looking like, I believe. I don't know.
That's what it looked like this time last year.
Yep.
No, but I mean, it was about a week ago we got it. I don't know if you saw that.
I did see that.
We should probably talk to Bob, see if it's...
If it's imminent, that's one thing. Otherwise, we'll need the money in the budget for
Yeah,
next
so let's
year.
find out. Maybe we can have Bob come in at our next meeting.
So the money doesn't sit in that warrant article. It was a non-lapsing.
It was not a non-lapsing
Not a
warrant
non-lapsing.
article.
So yeah, we'll need to talk to Bob and see if we...
other, big increases, human resources, personnel budget, that is up, 10%. That's where we have all the FICA, the Medicare, New Hampshire retirement, and also the health insurance. That is up substantially. Whereas on the fire side, there's $500,000 plus added to that budget. The other roll-up costs are included in this personnel budget, so it is seen here. Um, Planning is up because of the RPC circuit rider. Other than that, these budgets are all, pretty much, in line. Second page, police fire, you see the big increase of 58%. The building inspection is up 33% for three reasons. We were budgeted in the prior year for a part-time admin, but there's really a need for a full-time admin in that office at 40 hours a week. They've been working 40 hours a week currently, and so we're budgeting for that full staff time for next year. Also, the monies that are in for the inspectors, the electrical and plumbing, we're way over in what was last year by about 50%. So those increases are also included in the budget.
But those increases in the building department are greater income on the other side.
They do generate income on the other side. That is
Okay.
correct. Highway budget is up, salaries and snow removal. The emergency management department is up for purchase of equipment, but also in outfitting the CERT team. The health department budget is up a little bit higher for including monies to hire a deputy. We are not having luck with a deputy health officer, so we're also concerned and need coverage with time off and vacation. So it's including some money in that budget to make that deputy's job a little bit more attractive. The recreation budget is up 11%, but primarily because of the summer rec program, which again would generate revenue on the other side with an increase in fees to
Right.
help offset that budget as well. So placeholder, under cultural for Old Home Day going from 20 to 25,000, not including the fireworks because we're carrying that money forward. So you can see here, though, this is the total at the bottom, the 9.5%. And just so you know, in 2 weeks on October 16th, we're planning on having the police department, the fire department, highway, the library, and the recreation department here for a joint meeting between the Board of Selectmen and the Budget Committee to be able to see presentations on those specific departments, ask questions and the like.
We
So
wanted to start at 5 o'clock. So
hoping to start at 5 o'clock, if all is good with that.
Okay.
And this is what I really had gone through with. So that's, in a nutshell, the budget.
All right. Have we had a chance to look at the packet and all that? And does the budget committee received this as well?
Not yet, I don't
No,
believe.
I didn't want to do that until
No.
it was presented
To us.
to the board first.
I know that'll be the next question probably you'll get tomorrow.
I will get copies out for the budget committee tomorrow.
Yeah. Give them a chance to go through it.
So they'll have time again before the 16th as well.
I think if we want to get started and, go through each one and see if we have questions as we go through. Hopefully everyone's had a chance to take a look at it. But I guess we got executive up first. And then we look at that one, that's what you requested $273,828, which is a difference of roughly about 10,000. Right? Let's see what the line item is.
Again, primary salaries, increase with regards to the copier lease. That has increased from 8,200 to 12,000. So it's,
We
Man,
got,
that's a huge increase.
are they new copiers?
well, also the website maintenance that we had approved and paid for with ARPA for the first year, but there's $3,727 charge for website maintenance going forward.
So that's part of that
That's
line
part
item?
of that line item too.
Okay.
So
Any additional questions from anyone?
I'll make a motion to approve the executive budget for 273,828.
Second?
Any more discussion? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
400. All right, next up, we'll do town clerk. The requested is $138,197. The budget last year was $134,122. So we're looking difference about 4,000. And it looks like that's primarily in the salary. Is that right, Greg?
that's correct. And while we're on the town clerk budget, I will note that today is we did have a new hire downstairs. She is up and trained. And as of today, the town clerk's office is no longer closed for lunch. So
Oh, very
there
good.
will be somebody here, within the posted hours. So there's no lunch break, no late lunch break or, running into problems. So if the townspeople come to register cars and the like, it should be open, but
What are the hours?
Mondays are different. Mondays are like from 7 to 5 and then 8 to 4 Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So
So we'll be fully operational between 7 a.m. and 5 p.m. on Monday and 8 and 4 the rest of the time.
that is correct. Barring any unusual circumstances, would check the website just in case if they're closed for training or anything like that. But
Being open for lunch that's a big one. That's when everyone does
Yeah.
their business,
Yep.
right?
Right.
A lot of people.
All right, any questions on this one?
I had one question on the salary. It was pretty level, not big increases over the last few years, but then last year and this year, it's like a $6,000 increase.
Mhm.
Is that in line with town clerk salaries within surrounding towns? Like,
I'm not sure. Back under a town meeting vote several years ago, when the salaries were established for both the clerk and the collector, the salary increases were tied to the CPI in the Northeast. So what we do is we take a look at the Northeast, CPI at the time,
Mm.
and that is what bases their salary. So the last couple of years,
that's what's driving it.
that's what's driving it.
But overall, this budget went up had a minimal increase, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really because of salaries, right? That's the difference.
Do we know how much revenue the town clerk's office takes in? Maybe that will save the revenue for another meeting or something.
Yeah, we can do that, but I know in motor vehicles is around $2 million. The second largest revenue source aside from obviously property taxes.
Right.
So
Do we know if that's up or down over the last couple of years?
it's been pretty steady.
Pretty steady.
Yeah.
I would have been curious if there was a bump after COVID, right?
Well,
'Cause
the
you can buy
problem
new
became
vehicles
too, for a
now.
while, you couldn't buy a car.
Right now you can, so
Yes.
that's why I was wondering if we might have been a little
If
bump.
you can afford a car now.
If you can afford a car.
Make a motion to approve the town clerk budget of $138,197.
There was a second?
Second.
Second by Jay. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye?
400. All right, let's look at elections. The requested budget is 37,000. The budget last year was $14,635. And that is primarily, like you mentioned earlier, Greg, it's due to the extra elections we have. We got the presidential primary plus the presidential election next year.
Yep.
Along with all the other elections that we normally have.
Correct. Town meeting.
Do we have any indication that, I know last year we were planning for the voting machines. Is there any certainty that we're gonna need to buy them this year?
I think the email that we had gotten from our moderator talked about them pushing it off, not wanting to do it during the presidential,
Right.
which means that we may have the money available during 2024, but wouldn't see them go into use until probably March of 2025.
All right, so we'd be looking at purchasing them but not using them until, okay.
So why do we keep it in here then until the year that we know we're going to buy them?
Well, we need to buy them ahead of time so that we can have training and the like. So I would think we'll buy them probably at the end of 2024 for use beginning in 2025.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. All right.
I think all we need to do is we need to reach out to the moderator and let's clarify everything. Because it might be purchased this year under 2023.
Possibly.
It is October, and it is the
I know that.
is the state that
I
we're
get it.
talking about here. That
What are you
is
trying to say? The federal government was slow?
no, I didn't say the federal government.
Not the federal, the state.
Same difference.
Yeah, that
Tomato,
was, that was
tomato.
more my question,
Yeah.
is the state gonna be able to render a machine in 2024 to say, this is the one you need to buy?
Well, we sat here last year and
Right,
we
yeah,
thought
we
that it
had
was
the
going to
same
be
questions,
well
right.
within time this year, and here it is October, and
Yeah.
we're having the discussion
So
again.
let's reach out to the moderator
Oh.
and we'll get it. And if we got to bring him back in here to meet us the next meeting or whatever.
I can reach out to Mr.
For the life of me, I look at it and I say, there's two machines. How hard is it going to be to make a decision?
Yeah, and that's what it's down to is two. All right, so we want to go ahead with this one for now, and then we can always revisit, right?
I'll make a
And then-
motion to approve the elections budget for $37,000.
I'll second it.
By Darrell. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 400. All right, finance, the finance budget. The requested budget is $149,610. Requested budget last year was $150,495.
So there's a increases in salary and audit costs, but they are offset by, we have brought payroll back in-house. So we're processing our own payroll now. So the data processing costs have basically been cut in half from that standpoint. So that basically has given us a level funded budget out of the finance department.
Is there any reason the year to date's only just shy of 42,000? And then you request that much, it's just, we'll catch up by the end of the year?
We'll catch up by the end of the year.
I have a couple questions. Who is the finance director?
That would be me.
That would be you, okay. So you're the town manager and the finance director, but you get a salary for the town manager.
Yes.
So we have an open finance director salary, so to speak, right?
Well, my salary is apportioned into,
It's a portion, part
Yeah.
of it. Okay. And do we have an assistant finance director?
we have by title, we have people in the role that act as assistant finance directors. Yes. And we also have the new hire for redundancy purposes, looking forward, for retirements, but covering and training for other departments and the like.
I'll make a motion to approve the finance budget for $149,610.
I'll second.
Second by Jay. This one went down.
And I think there's a typo in the actual column.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, there has to be.
Okay, that was the way.
You're one missing.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Yeah, just take a quick look at that. Assessing. The requested budget for 2024 is $118,520. The requested budget last year was $110,120. So we're looking at about $8,000 difference.
Which is primarily due to the assessor's contract that the board had agreed to sign instead of putting out the bid.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, that is really the only difference if you look through it.
Yeah,
What I see.
that is correct.
Any questions, anyone?
Make a motion to approve the assessing budget for $118,520.
We go second.
Second.
Second by Jonathan. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 400. All right. Tax collector. Requested budget for 2024 is $53,001. The budget last year was $53,540. So that's basically even. Pretty close.
Yep. I don't see anything on here that's outstanding.
No.
And this is the largest revenue source. So for $53,000, we're
Yeah.
collecting millions and millions.
Make a motion to approve the tax collector budget for $53,001.
Second.
By Darrell. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 All right. Insurance.
It's the one I hate the most because you can't do a thing about it.
I know. The 2024 requested budget is $195,577. Last year was $182,782.
The good news is we have a cap.
Right. And I'm assuming there must be a bill coming in somewhere.
Well, I'm not sure. There's another typo. The 10,500, which was the same in the salary line for the
Okay.
finance. So something
feeling
something
really
carried
good.
through with the printing, or I'm not sure what, but that is the 2023 expenditure is 182,782. I've got this one calculated at a 7% increase. We usually hear from Primex middle of October to the beginning of November. So this is the worst case scenario because we did sign up for the CAP program, which limits us to no more than 7%.
Right.
So the 195 is the max.
Yes. It can only go down.
All right. Any questions? There's not a whole lot of questioning on this one.
I'll make a motion to approve the insurance for $195,577.
Second.
Second by Jay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 400. Let's see, legal. Requested budget is 80,000. Last year, last year was $97,500. So that's down.
Yeah.
Glad to see it's down.
Yeah.
Now we just
Yeah.
keep our fingers crossed.
Yeah, hopefully the trend will stay that way with the legal. So I know it seems the last few years, you look through the last few years, like the actual in 21 and 22 was high. Granted, it went down this year. We're still anticipating to go down next year,
Knock on wood,
right? You don't know, right?
right? It's like snow plowing.
But it's nice to see, right? You look at back in 2021, it was like 124.
Right.
Now down to 80. It's a nice little drop.
How have our right to know requests have been this year? Has it been steady or low or?
We had, I would say, kind of a roller coaster ride, if you will. We see different spurts, but I'd say except for a couple of months, I think it's been fairly low. Wouldn't you agree, Beth? Or yeah, it all depends on if there's some issues that pop up, then all of a sudden that we get a lot of them. But
And what's this? Is this for supplies or is this for time Oh, it's time. Sorry, time associated with the
yep.
responses. Okay.
Usually when the attorney bills us, he'll mark on his the invoice any time spent with any RTK requests. So we just show it separately.
So it's when we have legal counsel.
Yes. Yeah. And Beth is our in-house RTK expert. Everything flows through her. So she's learning, taking the NHMA courses and the like. So she does a good job.
And where does it show up? If we win money, where does it show up? In the general fund?
I don't think we ever win.
When do we ever win money?
I don't know. I'm still hoping.
You're going to buy a Powerball ticket tonight?
Yeah, I already did.
All right.
There's no office Powerball ticket, is there?
Not that I am aware of.
If you better hope there isn't, because a lot of people won't show up.
They show up tomorrow, the doors are locked.
All right, I'll make a motion to approve the legal budget for $80,000.
Second.
Second by Jonathan. All those in favor?
Aye.
Human resources and personnel. The budget is $2,419,719. Last year, the request it was $2,183,951. A little bit of a difference. Does anyone have any questions? Looks like health insurance, right? That's a big chunk of it. The increase in the retirement.
In New Hampshire retirement.
FICA as well. I don't think there's much we can do about those.
Nope.
I saw that training was going up. Could you talk a little bit about that? Like is there a plan to do more training with staff? I see over the past few years, like the number is pretty low.
It has been, and that's primarily because of COVID,
Mm-hmm.
where a lot of the training was either done, virtually, remotely, and the like. But there's been an increase in in-person training, and given the couple of year break.
Have you noticed any trainings, a lot more being done online now, virtual, as opposed to the traveling, because of COVID?
They usually give a virtual option along with it. So
'Cause I know I see a lot more of that, like where I work, you see a lot more virtual now.
yep.
The notifications, notices and publications. Every year it's budgeted. It's not that it's much money, but none of it's spent.
And probably money's in the budget, and it probably ends up getting charged to either the executive line and not broken out is what ends up happening.
Okay.
When does sick leave buyback typically happen? Is that
Happens
later in the year?
around December 1st. And remember, if it's the first payroll in December or the last one, or by December 1st,
Yes,
but
we buy
usually.
back the last month of the year.
How is that number, just curious how that number is generated? Because you may have, you know, there might be more than $25,000 in buyback, right? Potentially.
Potentially.
Yeah.
I mean, usually it's the excess that the employees are required to put in, to the sick pool with 50% of it, and then if whatever is left after that. So it's usually, and we've had some longstanding employees that have left as well. So
Right.
it's just based on, it's an estimation of what we've seen, historically, as much as anything.
Can they accumulate year to year
No.
up to a certain point?
We have a sick pool that I think it's 160 hours but
Okay.
it doesn't go above that.
Oh, all right. Okay.
And we're currently in the process of looking at the personnel plan, the manual and the like, and Lori has been working quite a bit with the town attorney and HR, taking a look and doing an overhaul on the personnel plan too. So.
Gotcha.
And this is where, so the majority of this budget is because of FICA, Social Security, and
Insurance.
the
And health
insurance,
insurance.
and also the costs associated with the new positions for the ambulance, right?
Correct.
Just want to restate that, that's all. So some we don't really have control over.
Right. Any other questions?
And the control over it goes back to personnel. In order to save money here,
Yeah.
then you need to save money in other departments via changes in personnel, cuts in personnel. And based on the current level of services, what do you not want to offer?
Right.
So.
I'll make a motion to approve the human resources and personnel budget of $2,419,719.
A second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
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 So 400.
Greg, how many employees does the town have?
You would ask that. Full or part-time?
I just round numbers, like 50.
Full-time equivalent, I think we're in the 50 to 60 range. And then when we start factoring in part-time on-call firefighters, summer rec, we're pushing 100.
Okay.
I think we send out around 100 W-2s, give or take, 100 to 110. So between election workers, summer help.
Right. Thank you.
All right, planning. The requested budget, $109,429. Last year was $102,696. For a $7,000 difference.
Five of that's the master plan update.
Right, it's time for that.
And again, that's also where the planning board utilizes Rockingham Planning Commission. They have a circuit rider that comes in to help facilitate and provide expertise, to the planning board. So,
Yeah, the circuit riders at all the meetings. Just 2 a month. In the master plan, it's due that it has to be updated, so that's why I know that additional fee is in there.
And is that done all through the planning board themselves, or is there like a consultant that's hired to help with or is it the circuit rider?
The
that
circuit
helps?
rider's helping out as well.
Yeah.
With the help of the planning board, so So we'll be talking about that probably at the meeting this week.
The circuit rider is $21,000, or almost 22,000. Is she just, but she's working for us just one night a week, right? Or one night a month, or twice, 2 nights a month?
Two, and then there's additional work she does during the week as well.
Okay,
Like with the housing survey, she's in charge of that, she's helping with the master plan, all of that.
okay. That's $400 a week, and I'd love to know how many other towns she's handling at the same time.
Yeah, that I don't know.
I mean, we'll go back to, if you take that permanent position line item at 59 plus the circuit rider at 21, 22, you're still talking, it's right around $80,000, which if you go back to the 2020 or 2021, when we had a, full-time planner like we do now, or not a full-time planner, but we had somebody in that role as the planner,
Yeah, you look at,
we're still basically,
You're right back there.
we're right back
Okay.
to where
yeah,
we
because
were.
2021, the permanent position was 82,000. And now that line item's 59,000.
That's when Mr. Cashel was working with us.
So if you add the 21
Yeah,
to the
okay.
59, you're basically even.
Yeah, okay. that
So if
makes
you look
sense.
at those two
Yeah.
items combined, we're even going back to 2020, 2021.
Okay, that makes sense, sure.
Any additional questions?
Nope. I'll make a motion to approve the planning budget for $109,429.
Can I get a second?
Second?
Second by Jay. All those in favor?
Aye?
Aye.
400. All right, zoning. The requested budget for 2024 is $5,350. Last year, the requested budget was $5,150. So we got a difference of $200.
But we spent 12,580.
Right. But is that number accurate?
That-
Because that 10,500.
It's at 10,000.
10,000 on part-time. Typo. I'll make a motion to approve the zoning for $5,350.
A second?
Second.
Good second, and Jonathan. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye?
Aye.
There's general government buildings.
It's a 3-pager.
That's primarily because of the detail that we go into the description on the service contract.
Yeah, you can see that, huh? Okay, the requested budget for 2024 is $401,225. In 2023, the requested budget was $381,870. So $20,000 difference.
What was the big number different?
A big number, salaries,
Yeah, it looks like the first line item, right, permanent positions.
permanent positions.
Okay,
With the new contract that was voted in last year, the town hall CBA, there, some fine tuning. Remember this time last year, we were facing the large unknown nature of the electrical increase.
yeah,
So these numbers have been, a little bit more fine tuned with a year's worth of usage, and also with the signing of the long-term agreement that we did for the electrical rate. So it keeps them a little bit more steady.
Yeah, that definitely worked this year.
We have, right. I mean, there's some fine tuning too with water, because we do provide water to the public safety complex, the highway garage, and town hall, and the annex. So there's, some line items and working with those numbers as well.
Yeah, all the water line items, you can see they're new line items this year.
Do we get like an employee discount on the water?
They could try.
Yeah. All right, we have any questions? Well, the one good thing is, looks like the solar panels, you're actually seeing the savings on that line item now.
Yes.
I'll make a motion to approve general government buildings for $401,225.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Second by Jay. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye?
Aye.
400. Next up, we got cemeteries. Requested $10,500 for 2024. 2023, the requested was $10,500, so that's even. I think there's a whole lot here to really go over.
Yeah.
Well, somebody has something.
Make a motion to approve 10.5 of the 2004 budget for the cemeteries.
I'll second that.
Second by Darrell. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye?
Aye. 400. Advertising, regional associations. Requested budget for 2024 is $25,500. Last year, the requested was $26,000. So that is down $500.
Is there any way, and I'll ask this board and the town manager, to condense down the town report a little bit? I mean, the thing has gotten out of, it's thick as a Bible. I mean,
I will pass that along to the town report committee.
okay.
So I'm assuming year-to-date right now is closer to 23, not 33. We have that 10.5 floating around again?
Yep.
Okay.
All right, any additional questions? You get a motion?
Make a motion to approve the advertising and regional associations for $25,500.
Make a second?
Second.
Second by Jonathan. All those in favor?
Aye?
Aye. 400. Cable. Requested budget for 2024 is $36,100. The requested budget in 2023 was $36,900. So that is 800 less.
Now, it's, again, I know it's 3 months left, but they've only spent 50% of the budget. Do you anticipate?
That's because of the floating $10,500.
It keeps going
that's
from
sitting
one
there.
Oh, it keeps going from, okay.
It's like on all of them if you.
Oh,
so that's-
all right,
First line
okay.
item is
Right, but if you assume he spent half of that, so we'll say that's 12,000 for the salary, right? We're still at 16,000 for the whole year.
I mean, the annual stipend will be fully spent. That the largest item, the 25,000, will be fully expended.
Okay,
So that will take care of, probably 90% of the budget.
okay.
And a lot of these subscriptions don't happen until the end of the year, probably as well.
Yes.
So.
Oh, all right, yeah.
All right, any questions? Or are we good?
I'll make a motion for the 36-1 for the cable.
Second.
Second by Jay. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
400. conflict of interest. Requested budget for 2024 is $250. The requested budget last year for 2023 was $250, so that's level funded.
Make a motion to approve the conflict of interest for 250.
Any second?
I'll second it.
Second, Jonathan. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
400. Get through a good chunk of these tonight. Other general government. Requested budget for 2024 is $290,000. Last year, the requested budget was, for 2023, was $325,000. So we have a decrease this year.
We have a decrease this year, but this is one of those other areas where I would put an asterisk next to, is that the PFAS, PFOA, the SSI study that has been under, we've been doing for the last year and a half or so. It's hopefully will be finalized this fall into early winter, and then they will be giving us an idea kind of what the next steps are based on those findings. So we don't really know what a next step may be, but we may need to expend more money when it comes to the PFAS problem from the fire department.
Yeah.
We're not sure.
So you have 30,000 in there now.
That's for the MS4 stormwater primarily.
All right. Any questions?
Under the telephone, what's the telephone for 25 grand? What encompasses that?
It's the Comcast, the phones and the backup lines with Verizon and the cell phones.
Oh, okay. All right.
We still need copper lines by law to go into dispatch. So
Okay.
in case of a power outage with everything being, via the voice over internet protocol, we still need copper lines for 911 and access.
Okay.
Anything additional?
Make a motion to approve the other general government budget for 290,000.
Get a second?
Second.
Second by Darrell. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 So 400. Police, we'll table that. Fire, we'll table that one. We'll do both of those on the next meeting, which is the 16th. Is that right?
16th, in 2 weeks from tonight, yes.
So let's see, next up, inspections. Requested budget for 2024 is $185,850. Last year, the requested budget in 2023 was $139,664. It looks like chunk of its permanent position.
Yep. Like I said, going from part-time back to a full-time position on the admin staff is, the big increase.
Consultant plumbing's up a
We-
little bit.
And that's because of it's just busy.
It's busy.
It's very busy.
Yeah.
Very busy.
And it's offset well by income.
Income.
Yes.
Any idea what the income was there?
It's, I believe year to date, we're over 100,000 coming out of that office.
All right, so it's like 70%, somewhere around there.
And I think that was maybe only through August. So it's,
So you still got more to go this
we
year?
still
then?
have plenty of a year.
So that's 100,000 through August?
And what's the backup inspector? You have CEBI. What is that? Septic backup, which is someone, is that just like in consulting, like on a septic plan or something like that?
Yeah, and for septic inspections.
Okay.
Building it, BI being building inspector, septic inspections. So if our building inspector is to take vacation time, that we have some money in the budget to cover. Yes.
And
I mean, the other added, there is a vehicle, we used to have a vehicle in this department that we had gotten away, but we really are in need of a vehicle for this department.
and that's
This
the
is
lease.
another asterisk that we've been talking with Enterprise Fleet Services about their program, and at a future budget meeting would like to, or not budget.
What about the
but
two vehicles that are up there?
The one vehicle is being utilized by the Recreation Department, the old Cruiser. It's the old K9 car is what it is.
What's the other one that's up there? It
I'm-
looks like an Explorer or something like that.
I don't know.
That might be the one the recreation's using.
The Explorer?
Might be. That's the one that sits up there at the annex.
Yeah, and I thought there was a truck up there too, at one time.
Well, I mean, the maintenance department office is in the second floor of the
Okay,
annex now.
well, maybe
so
that's
it could
what I'm
be the
seeing.
maintenance truck
Okay.
that we had repurposed from the building inspector.
Yeah. So what are we doing now for Rick? Is paying him? Mileage?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, wear and tear on his car and the like, and liability issues, and it's,
So Enterprise is who you're looking at, possibly doing all the lease that
Chief
vehicle.
Chief Santoro is very familiar with the program that they utilize. I believe we're in his previous employment, so he brought in, and we've had a couple of virtual Zoom meetings looking at the program and what they do,
We
which
don't-
is
We don't have any of the trucks or anything like that coming out of the police department anytime soon?
not anytime soon, no.
Okay.
So, we're looking at that as being an option, and because of their, to summarize, because of their bulk purchase ability, they buy vehicles for less than MSRP, but they continuously monitor the vehicle's mileage and wear and tear and the like, and they monitor the used car market so that if after a year or 2 years, they can turn around and sell the used vehicle and make money for the town, that's what they do and would propose, and then turn around and get into another vehicle at less than a MSRP, and they just keep rolling it. So in effect, when times are good, I'm not sure about when times aren't good, but with the used car market, obviously the last couple of years, it's quite a sales pitch because communities that have taken advantage of it have been able to turn over vehicles and effectively make money. So,
Okay.
So we're still in the process of looking at that, but would bring that to the board as a future potential discussion.
No, there'd be a discussion worth having, see where they're at.
Can building and rec share the vehicle that they have now?
That's under consideration.
I would think that the rec probably doesn't need much of a vehicle this time of year.
Yeah, the only time you'd probably need it this time of the year is if you had to get supplies right to an event, which tends to be on weekends.
Yeah, which they're not inspecting at that point.
Right.
So,
I don't even know what kind of shape that vehicle's in.
I know when I went in to start it, went to open up the glove box in the dash, and it fell on the floor. So it's not in the best shape.
How old is that vehicle?
It's at least 7 years old, I believe.
Yeah, now you said that was the K9 one too, right?
Yes. So it's been stripped down as well because of being a police vehicle, and then all the equipment was pulled out.
I know the rec director is using her electric bicycle too.
Oh, is she?
Might be able to get one for the building inspector.
Put chains on the tires for the winter? All right. Any other questions?
I make a motion, we appropriate the $185,850 for inspections
I'll second that.
By Darrell, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Emergency management. Requested budget for 2024 is $37,225. The budget requested last year for 2023 was $32,550. Little under $2,000 the difference.
Yeah, and I mentioned before, primarily in the last two lines, the equipment purchase, and then a little bit in the outfitting of the CERT team for supplies and the like.
Yep. Yeah, because the equipment purchase looks like they went over by about 2,300 this year. I can see that's why you have the increase there.
But when you talk about like barricades, emergency road signs, like barricades, like concrete barricades, or just like
The horses.
I think
horses.
movable barricades
okay.
for like use around, Old Home Day and
Right.
things of that
Block
nature,
roads off,
fireworks
yeah.
and
And then emergency road signs would be like an electric sign, or would it be
I'm not 100% sure on
just signs put on the side of the road?
that. I would imagine just signs. The trailer, that we have for both police and fire, those are in excess of $10,000.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, any other questions?
I'll make a motion to approve the emergency management for $37,225.
Second.
Second by Jay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, next up is highway. Table that one as well to the 16th. All right, street lighting. The requested budget for 2024 is $95,000. The requested budget in 2023 was $112,500. So there's a savings there, so that's like 17,000. So I'm figuring that's because of the LED lighting.
Partly in the decrease in the cost, yes, of electricity.
Do you have an idea on the actuals? I know it's just the misprint and
It's
just curious.
It will be right around between 95 and 100 is my estimation.
It kind of speaks for itself, I think.
Make a motion to approve street lighting for 95,000.
Second.
Second?
Second by Jonathan. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
400. Solid waste collection. The requested budget for 2024 is $1,014,958. The requested budget last year for 2023 was $1,009,478. So there is an increase, but that's probably on the contract.
It's minimal, about $5,000. And really, a lot of it is the driver on the usage is just the tonnage is down significantly.
How much longer on the cart lease agreements? Was it 5 years? 24 would be number 5, right?
I didn't think so.
No?
Has it been that long since we've had the cuts?
I thought it's only been a year or two.
Yeah, it's either 3 or 4. We rolled them out
Trying to remember. It's
about
just
a little over a year ago.
Over a year ago.
the older you get, the years, it's like, is it 1? But no, it's actually 4 or 5.
Oh, I'm sorry. There's 2 columns here that we started 21, and then it increased in 22.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah,
22,
we still have a
this
couple.
is year 3.
Yeah, we still have a couple years. Okay.
Yeah.
That would be nice to.
That'll be a nice savings.
That's a big savings
But the
right
thing
there.
is, at that
once that's
point,
over.
we might have to replace some of them. Hopefully, not all of them, right? I
I
don't
don't
know
know.
how
They
that'll
take a
work.
beating and keep kicking, I'll tell
They
you.
do,
Oh,
they
we
do.
have 12,000. No, we don't have that many, but we have, how many do we have left?
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I believe there's still quite a few left.
Okay. Maybe it's something to think about with the next trash contract.
Yes,
The company would be responsible for replacing or something.
absolutely.
And you know, for hazardous waste, that line item's down?
Yeah, I mean, historically, we just haven't been spending up.
So you're adjusting it down to where it should be?
Yeah.
All right, any other questions?
I'll make a motion, solid waste collection of $1,014,958.
Second.
Second by Jonathan. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
400. Solid waste disposal landfill. Requested budget, $38,500 for 2024. In 2023, the requested budget was $37,500. So we've got a difference of going up $1,000. And that looks like it's the overtime line item, which must have to do with. Housekeeping's down on it. And the engineer. All right, any questions?
Make a motion to approve the 38,500 for solid waste disposal.
Second.
Second?
Second by Darrell. All those in favor?
Aye.
400. Stuff. Health is next. The requested budget for 2024, $178. Requested budget in 2023 was $90,450. So an increase of just under 9,000.
Mosquito control finally went up too.
So where are we? We're
$2,000. So of the increase, about
2,000.
8,000 plus 2,000 is mosquito control, and then the other is primarily,
Looks like
again, the
salary.
deputy stipend and some money to be able to have coverage backup and to have a deputy.
Any rough idea of the income off of that?
I'm going to say between $5,000 and $10,000
Okay.
for inspections and the money that's collected for the annual
Yeah,
renewals. Yeah. So it does generate some.
yeah.
You know, it would be good for like the next meeting if we could get like a revenue report, what everyone brings in, each department. Any other questions for anyone?
There's a new line here for overtime. Where duties exceed 3 hours in any given week. What does that mean?
That means that if the health officer takes a vacation and the deputy needs to step in and work 20, 30, 40 hours in a week, that there is some money there to pay for said services.
But there's a deputy anyways, isn't there?
Not right now, there isn't. The health officer is having a tough time finding a deputy because I think right now the stipend's $500. So he was hoping to be able to entice somebody at least with, being able to offer like $75 a week to somebody, but also recognizing that, if he goes on vacation, and somebody needs to step in for a lot more hours or cover the office, that his idea was to be able to have a little bit of money to be able to cover those additional times.
We don't have any surrounding communities that have a health officer? I can't remember.
We do, but it's extremely difficult to get. Everyone's busy. It's very hard to get somebody to cover,
Okay.
even with surrounding communities. Most of them, they're not full-time positions. They're just per diems, again, stipend that, because they're not self-inspecting. So
Yeah.
it's, someone that just is on an as-needed basis.
I got you. Okay.
Anything additional? Anyone want to make a motion to accept, or do you want to table?
I'll make a motion to appropriate the $99,178 requested for health.
Get a second?
Second.
All those in favor? Human Services. The requested budget for 2024 is $46,887. The requested budget in 2023 was $46,884. $3 difference.
One went down, one went up.
You couldn't even it out?
Of all the, what's that?
You couldn't just even it out so it'd be level? For
He's a
$3?
numbers guy.
It is what it is.
And this is based on, I'm assuming that from everything I see here, that these people come in and ask for money again.
That is correct. These are, for those, if somebody or a agency comes before the town and is interested in funding, we bring them in. We
Right.
put it on a special warrant article for town meeting. And then if it's voted in by the voters, usually what happens is it comes into this budget. The Human Services Director, does request and do due diligence to make sure that each one that is asking for money is indeed providing services to Plastow residents,
Right.
and the like, to make sure that, it's not a program that's been discontinued or moved out that we're still paying for. She does make sure and go through to ensure that we are getting services for the tax dollars.
Yeah. Okey doke.
All right. Any questions anywhere? We can get a motion?
I'll make a motion that we accept approve the human services for $46,887.
Can I get a second?
I'll second that.
Second by Jonathan. All those in favor? Aye.
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 I'll abstain.
301. Welfare Administration and Assistance. Requested budget for 2024 is $38,910. Last year, for 2023, the requested budget was $39,666. So,
Well, believe it or not,
Slight decrease.
I find that this is, even though there's a small dip, it's, anytime that I see this thing stay even level or go down some, I feel pretty good that things are getting a little bit better.
Are you anticipating anything changing with this budget?
Not
There
this,
have been discussions about like transportation. No.
I know Lori had a meeting today with regards to transportation and like, I'm not sure. I mean, it still is in an ongoing
Yeah.
discussion, so.
Anything additional for anyone?
I'll make a motion to approve the welfare administration and assistance for $38,910.
Need a second?
Second.
Second by Jay. All those in favor?
Aye?
Aye. 400. Recreation will come in on the 16th, so move past that one. Patriotic and cultural. This one here, has to do with Old Home Day. I'd like to almost table this so we can better understand it. That's my opinion.
That'd be nice.
Does anyone have anything, different opinion?
No, I agree.
Conservation, the requested budget for 2024 is $8,425. Requested budget last year for 2023 was $7,225. So we're talking, what, about $1,200?
Yeah, and it's in water testing. The increase to cover additional testing of potassium and phosphorus on each of the 21 sample sites.
How often are they testing?
Once or twice a year. I think it's pretty much once a year.
Make a motion to approve the conservation budget for $8,425.
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Just a question, going back to the cultural one, are we gonna have like a discussion about it, or?
I think we probably should.
Okay.
I think, to better understand, because I know it's a big year coming up, right? This is 275, is that what it is?
Yep.
So it's a big one, so I think we all, we probably all want to have an idea of exactly, what they're looking at.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if that number's accurate, and I don't think, Greg, you haven't got a request from them at all either, right? To know what they're looking for. Those are just my thoughts, Jay, I don't know.
I was just curious what so we'll have, is that Old Home Day will come in, or?
Or if unless they want to, give the number to Greg, we can have Old Home Day come in and, for their request.
I was just curious how we. That's all.
Debt service. Requested budget for 2024 is $556,000, $556,829. Last year for 2023, the requested budget was $568,198. So,
That's motherhood and apple pie. We can't much do anything about it.
nope, it's actually down from last year too, right? For what's being
Yep.
requested.
Well, just like the mortgage, as the principal gets paid off, the interest goes down.
Yep.
I'll make a motion to approve the debt service for $556,829.
Jonathan. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye?
And that was quite a bit off the table.
Yeah.
And on the 16th, we could be here for a little bit, depending on how those go. Should be good. We need to approve the consent agenda. In that, we had the accounts payable manifest for the week of September 21st, 28th, and Says October 5th, but we're not there yet. In the draft minutes of September 11th, 2023, there was one veterans tax credit application, and there was a warrant in there for a new member of the Old Home Day Committee, Erica Lemire. Someone to make a motion to accept the consent agenda?
I'll make a motion to accept the consent agenda.
Second.
Second by Deb. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 All right. Town manager's report. What do you got for us, Greg?
He just did it.
End of month, end of quarter budget, department head meetings. I have met with a couple of citizens with regards to some issues in town, have made some progress. Still working on the Dish Network lease for the additional spot on the water tower. Also, one of the other things I wanted to bring up as part of that, my report is we were contacted by the Atkinson Police Department. They will be, during the month of October, we'll be doing some pretty extensive tree removal, some excessively large trees, which are going to require very large cranes to do the work. And given the size of the cranes and the scope of the work, they will have to close some roads. So they were hoping to reroute some traffic onto Wentworth Ave through Plastow. And the concern is that Wentworth Ave, I believe by ordinance or by action of the Board of Selectmen, is only for residential traffic. There are no commercial vehicles allowed. So I was looking for the selectmen to approve basically commercial vehicles on Wentworth Ave for a period of 2 to 3 days sometime in the month of October. What will happen is the highway department will either cover up the signs or go out and pull the signs completely. But just in order to enable Atkinson to do their work, they have asked if they could utilize Wentworth Ave as part of a detour.
So it's a couple days to be a good neighbor.
Yes.
I think for a small fee.
To be determined. We don't know the exact times, but between weather and scheduling, they were hoping to be able to do that.
And when are they, what, do you have the date yet?
No, it's weather and scheduling dependent.
I didn't know if they had, like, next week, the week after, if there's anything like that. No?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
I know that road was just paved, but can it handle all this heavy equipment?
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that.
Isn't Dan going to be here at our next meeting?
On the 16th, but that's
When's
2
it?
weeks from tonight. They want,
I have no
Yeah.
problem as long as it's,
As long as Dan signs.
as long as the road can handle it, that's all.
okay,
Yeah,
Hey, just
good-
talk to
point, Jake.
Danny.
all right.
That was a good,
So
good bring
do
up.
we need to make a motion to do this, or is it just?
I would say yes, if you could make a motion to do it, dependent on Dan's input. I mean, the
Motion
chief,
that we open the Wentworth to 3 days to assist Atkinson in their tree removal upon approval from Dan Gallington on the road's worthiness.
Second?
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
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 thank you. I'm assuming he would have brought that up as well, but I'll double check with him.
What else you got?
I'm good.
That's it?
There's nothing else significant, it's been the usual stuff.
Yep. All right, selectmen's reports. Jonathan?
The only thing that I've got that's happened recently under my watch was Historical Society. They had the big Tommaso Marker Day,
Yep.
as they called it. And
Yeah, I stopped in on that. It looked like it was very well attended.
it was well attended. They were very appreciative of all the support from the town, and
Actually, I think there were people went through there that had never been in there before.
A lot of new faces saw that building that day. So that was
Yeah.
it was a big success for the Historical Society. That's me in a nutshell.
Darrell,
Have nothing, thank you.
Jay?
Beth, Bill, and I met with the American Legion about Veterans Day. So we're planning a Veterans Day ceremony and more details to come on that, but that's really all I've had.
Yeah, what it looks like it's gonna be from that meeting, the veterans requested to kind of change things up a little bit on that day, on the 11th, which on Veterans Day, it actually falls on a Saturday this year. The thought is what they'd like to do is have like a breakfast that morning over at the Vic Geary.
Before the celebration.
Right, and we'd actually probably do the celebration there, so we'd run it from, we're thinking like 8:30 to 10:30. You know, we can have the speakers there, probably do like a pancake breakfast, open it to the public. But that's really what they requested. We had a couple other ideas, but that's really what they wanted. And I looked at it, it's their day, right? That was my opinion, but
Yeah.
as Jay said, there'll definitely be more details to come on that as we get it out, but it was really kind of what they wanted to do. And that was really about all I had. For events coming up, Town Hall will be closed on Monday, October 9th, for Columbus and Indigenous Peoples' Day. And also, later in October, actually not so much later, but it's a fall foliage trip from Recreation. They're having that on October 11th. That runs from 10 to 5. Any questions, give Jen a call over at Recreation. The toddler trick or treat this year will take place on October 27th between 10 a.m. and 12 o'clock. I would guess that's probably a Friday because it's usually been Friday in the past. The pumpkin lighting on the town green will be October 28th from 4 to 7. And the regular trick or treat for the town is on Halloween itself, October 31st, between 5 and 7 at night. We mentioned this earlier, but our next meeting in 2 weeks on the 16th, we're going to start at 5 o'clock, and the budget committee will be here as well, be in attendance, and we'll have police, fire, recreation, highway, possibly library. We're not sure on that yet, but who knows about that. And I think that's about it. Anybody else have anything else they wanted to bring up? Non-public?
No, sir.
Good answer. All right. And with that, we will close the meeting at 7:53. Thank you. Have a good night, everyone.
Thank you.